It's like a washing machine.
I know. Okay, here we are behind ACMS headquarters, and what I have done. Well, first of all, this is my lovely assistant, Vanna. Thank you, Vanna. What kind of letter would you want? An A? An A. Okay. So what I've done is I've simulated a piece of 4x8 plywood. This is actually 6 pieces, whatever, of sheet metal diamond plate, but enough to get the thought process through. So what I've done is I've laid this 4x8 piece of plywood out. So what Jen's going to do, instead of string, you're going to have dry line string. I've gotten Cat 5 internet wire for you can get a good visual on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this string, and she's about 3 foot. She's about 3 foot passing in. I'm out this way, and we're going to make that line parallel to the plywood. So you got to pull tight, and now that line is parallel to. No, Jen, you're in too far. You got to kink. You got to make sure it stays straight. In other words, you can't. I'm going to exaggerate. You can't be going like that. It's got to go right on the edge of the plywood. That way, now I've got a perfect dry line. You're going to stake that, and you're going to stake it down here, about 3 foot from the plywood, 3 foot from the plywood, however you got to stake it. Once you got that line established, you can set your post. I've got 6x6 pieces of folders to simulate the a 6x6 post. So let's just say it was tight. Jen, go ahead and pull that tight. So I would start this end right here, and I would put that first pull, this column, it's got to be right up against that string. It can't be like that. It can't be like that. This is your first one. It's got to be exactly parallel that line. And then the same way with this one. You got to make sure that you pull this line. This is an 8-foot piece of plywood, so you want to be extending this thing out about 12 feet out this way. And the whole purpose of this plywood, Jen, you got to get it parallel. You got to pull your way. And then to say that I would pull the outside, stay right there. So say if this is my first piece, I would pull 12 foot from that piece. Remember, it's only 8-foot piece of plywood, so you're going to be out here somewhere. I'm going to hold it with my knee. Hang in there. Hang on, I can't grab the post. So then wherever this line is at, which is going to be, hold it tight, Jen. Where that line's at, you're going to make sure that that is right parallel to that. Again, you can't have the post like that or like that. It's got to be perfectly parallel. And then also, where's my tape? Let me find my tape. I thought I had it out there, but I didn't. There it is. Okay, hold the tape, Jen. Right to there. So once you got this line established, here's my 12 foot. Hang on. I can't handle this on the asphalt. So that's outside of Jen's post to outside of my post is 12 foot. And again, don't forget this, that has to be parallel with that string, which I had let go because I can't hold the plywood and everything at one time. So outside of her post to outside of my post, which is there, that's 12 foot, parallel that string. Now, we're going to do the same thing. So that does that 12 foot that way. Now, stay on that corner there, go towards the yellow post, towards that post. Now, since we got this post already established, we're going to do this. You can come like within like 2 feet of that column, within a couple feet. Okay. Then the same thing. Now to get it square, Jen's going to be on the very corner. Just your right hand only, Jen. You got to go away. You got to go to your right to where, pull tight, to where that is dead parallel right there. I guarantee you, if I square this thing off, it's going to be within a 1/16 of an inch. And then what I would do is I would pull 12 foot from the outside of that. Sorry. 12 foot. Put your toe there, or whatever, Jen. 12 foot from that point. And then I'll take my tape measure. Again, you got to help me get it parallel. So I would take my 6 foot, which is similar to my 6 foot post, and it would be from the outside there, 12 foot. Again, you got to make sure it can't be kinked. It's got to be right parallel that, because that's exactly at a 90-degree angle. So 12 foot from here to 12 foot to there, out to outside. So 12 foot there, 12 foot here, and then you would once you get this established, then you can take your string. Again, all these strings have to stay up the whole time. That's why you got to let them run out 3 or 4 feet or 5 feet. And so then now, Jen, bring your string over here. Now, all she's got to do this time is just go right to the side of that post. That way, and then you would pull your tape measure. The plywood is doing the squareness for you. That's what this piece of plywood's doing, or a piece of sheet metal. So now I'm going to go 12 foot to the outside of that post. Hang on, guys. Okay. Okay, so Jen is holding me on the side of that post, and I'm just going to bring this around. Hold it. No, leave it where it was at. Well, I guess maybe not. So, I'm just going to pull the string. I don't know why. Anyway, you got to trust me when that says 12 foot. And that makes you parallel that line over here. This is 12 foot because we pulled 12 foot from there, 12 foot from there. This is 12 foot out to out. And we know this line was good, so it's all at a 90-degree angle and square. So if I were to go from this point and take the tape, measure that post, and do it from this post, which is I took. But you don't have to do that, because I guarantee it's going to be square. So again, where's my finger? Line's going to go here. You're going to stay parallel with that. And pull your string again. It's got to come out past. And then do the same thing the other way to get your 90. Then you can just pull your tape in there. Once you got this established, that established with a piece of cake, and then to get that line parallel should be a piece of cake. So again, the objective is to be 12 foot outside that post, outside of that post, 12 foot outside of that post, 12 foot out to out, to that post. I know this is long and boring, but that's all I got. Anyway, hope that makes sense, guys.